Kwam, Audrey, I am
David.
currently obsessed with a TV show, and that TV show is the new Peacock original docuseries Paul T. Goldman. And before I dive into my rantings and my ravings, let's check out a clip.
I couldn't make this up. It happened to me.
Paul, is this what happened?
It's all been put in the book. I'm a single dad raising my son, Johnny. I always brought Johnny with me on my first dates. Then I came across a woman, family-oriented, stay-at-home mom. Audrey?
Let's cut there. How does that feel, Paul?
He's the main guy. He's gonna play himself.
Guilty as charged, Your Honor.
Wow, that's weird.
Action.
Shortly after we were married,
She was trying to fleece Paul out of money.
What'd you do?
I'm getting a psychic reading.
I'm Terry J. I'm a pet psychic.
I'm sensing that this is bigger than we think.
What?
I said that.
That started the discoveries of her secret double life.
She had a secret phone and she had secret addresses.
This is the spot.
This woman must be stopped.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You gonna leave me hanging?
I went and paid a visit to the FBI.
In this story, every time you turn over a rock,
I'm the warrior now.
you'll find several more pebbles.
I got goosebumps.
I'm in full stealth mode.
This case haunts me. It started off here and it just went here.
So that's Paul T. Goldman. And as the trailer sort of describes, Paul T. Goldman, the man, is an average man who had an allegedly disastrous marriage to a woman who allegedly married him for his money and allegedly tried to take all of his assets. And Paul wrote about his experience in a book called Duplicity, a true story of crime and deceit. Paul also wrote a movie screenplay based on his book. And so when Paul connected with filmmaker Jason Walliner, who directed the Borat sequel, among other things, he wanted to not only tell his story, but also make the movie about his life. So this docuseries is a very odd and very meta in that it is both a docuseries about the true crime story, but also chronicles the making of this movie, which he stars in alongside actual actors. This is a person with no acting, writing, any of that experience, but he wrote a script. They're using the actual script. They didn't punch it up with professionals. It's his dialogue. But what's really fascinating about this to me is that as the story unfolds, we start to question what's real and what's fiction. Like Paul confesses to embellishing aspects of the story. Paul adds entire scenes that never happened. Paul attempts to create these poignant moments where poignant moments shouldn't be. And the show is co-produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. If you watched The Rehearsal on HBO Max, or Nathan for You, or How To with John Wilson, you're definitely primed for the kind of unconventional storytelling this show offers up. And I'd also say if you loved the infamously terrible Tommy Wiseau movie, The Room, you will also love Paul T. Goldman because they're basically making The Room, and he is Tommy Wiseau. So, Audrey, I know you watched the show after I told you to watch it for several days straight. Did I miss anything here?
I mean, there's like small things like, why are you bringing Johnny on all your first dates? Like, that's so weird.
Johnny is his son.
Yes. No, it's so I'll say like, and I said this to David, after the first episode, my husband and I watched it and he was like, I kind of just want the like Dateline version, like just like the straight true crime version. But then as you keep watching it, I think he like grows on you in a weird way because he's such a kooky dude. And you almost appreciate it more. But like, I couldn't stop trying to figure out who he reminds me of or like, and all I got so far was like a mishmash of Steve Carell and Nick Cage. Like, I feel like if there was like an actual movie about him, like either one of them could play him. But
or
there's
like
a missing
Bob
link.
Odenkirk.
Yeah. There's something very familiar and like, I don't know. There's something familiar about him. Yeah.
The thing is that I think my hunch is that if you got the straight true crime version of this, the question really is there a true crime story here?
Yeah.
He claims there is. He's written a true crime story, but there might not actually be a crime story to tell. He's just created possibly this really elaborate, because I think, as it alludes to, he believes that his ex-wife was the madam of like a massive prostitution ring that was tied in with the mob, and they were sex trafficking from other countries, and like he decides to go and investigate this for himself and turn all his evidence over to the FBI. Like, it's a much bigger story, but you don't know what is real or what is fake.
Yeah.
Also, another fun fact, some people might appreciate this, Audrey, I know you will, the actress playing Audrey, Melinda McGraw, was in Seinfeld. She was the hit and run driver in the episode where Jerry tracks her down and ends up dating her.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
She's
I
done
do
a
have
lot of things.
Yeah, I have a hard time with watching anything with someone with my name in it. So it is very jarring to me when there's another character being referenced by my name. It's not their name.
Yeah.
But I do want to finish it. I think we watched 4 episodes, and it's only 8, right?
It's 6.
Oh, 6. Okay, so I'm almost there.
Yeah, and the last episode just aired last night, so now you can watch all 6 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. It's weird. It's not like anything you've ever seen. I think if you're gonna watch it, like, go in with an open mind, because it's very odd, but just appreciate that Paul is like kind of a super weirdo, and he's just like a dude who like has no experience in filmmaking, but wanted to make this movie and is kind of so enamored with it that he, like Tommy Wiseau, thinks that there's a chance that this could win Oscars or Emmys, and he's alongside these actors and actresses who are kind of like, this dude is like, this is the real dude that this happened to, and he's playing himself, and he's rewriting dialogue. Like, he's with real professionals, but they're just kind of letting him do his thing, which is what makes it so much fun. So I don't know. Hopefully I've convinced you, Kwam. I think you should check it out.
I mean, I was going to say, this sounds just like The Room, but if Nick Cage made it. And so y'all too, that kind of hit the nail on the head. But if The Room taught us anything, is that this, in a few years, will be a cult classic, and maybe Paul is onto something here. Maybe he's masterminding his own legacy. So
it's true. He was already on Jimmy Kimmel with Seth Rogen a few weeks ago, so he's becoming famous, whether his story is true or not. But you'll have to watch the whole thing to find out for sure. And as I said, all 6 episodes of Paul T. Goldman are currently available on Peacock. Just say Peacock into your voice remote to check it out, or say True Crime to browse all of our favorite true crime docuseries